What is up, ladies and gentlemen? New episode. How y'all doing? Glad to have everyone back. Picking up here where we left off in Los Coast in our beautiful casino town. Actually, right now named Trinity Point, but we will, I don't know, we'll think of a name and we'll change that. But anyway, as you can see here, and as we left off last video, we've put down some casinos as well as some ferry docks. A little bit of our amusement parks kind of gone up. And all in all, even with just the minimal amount that we've done, we're seeing a tremendous turnout in regards to tourism. And I'm going to just go through some of the menus here real quick. Some of you have asked to kind of take a look at the amount of tourists that I'm getting. And mind you, this is kind of a good, it's a good way to kind of budget, or it's a good way to kind of judge, maybe it's the best term, how much actual draw you can get. I mean, here we have a flat region with just the small city that we built with only, 44,000 residents, which isn't much at all. And that's it. And I'm going to go through some of the menus here just to kind of show you with two sleek casinos and amusement park what you can expect to kind of have it as a turnout. So let's go and let's get started with that. First of all, as I left off in last episode, we kind of scrunched everything together here in regards to our ferry terminals. We were having kind of an issue here. I wanted to, space them out a lot more, but the way the coastline was terraforming, it was making it next to impossible to connect them, or at least it was going to look quite peculiar. So I decided to kind of scrunch everything together, and I like the way it turned out. Aside from a little bit of traffic here and there, it's looking really well. All right, so this is just our basic tourism map. This is just going to kind of give you an idea of what type of turnout we're getting at these sleek casinos. And mind you, these sleek casinos are more or less bent towards medium wealth. And as you can see here, just through the through the layout and the tourism map here, that's exactly what we're getting. Medium wealth tourists are up. High wealth tourists are right about at capacity. Of course, the only higher wealth tourists are going to live here in this top little penthouse suite. So they only hold 100 high wealth tourists, and they are maxed out. So again, here you can kind of get an idea. Another thing I was kind of looking at here is the people map, which kind of shows you who's there, who's waiting, where the shoppers and workers and tourists are. Each and every one of our ferry docks here are to the complete maximum, so I definitely think that's working out well. I don't know, who knows, maybe down the line we'll add even more. But for right now, I definitely think we have six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. I definitely think so far so good. So we'll go ahead and we'll keep it right where it's at. What else was I going to show you? The amount of actual. I think I have a little layout here for cargo, or should I say ferries? Well, boat map. Here you go. This actually gives you a good layout of how many passengers we're actually pulling in with these ferry docks. And mind you, we actually have other ways for tourists and commuters to get into our city. We went ahead and we added on our passenger train station, as well as an airship hangar, which is doing fairly well, and our bus terminal for our medium to low wealth. So all in all, I think we're doing fairly well with what we have. I was actually thinking this episode we were going to actually gear a new casino towards more of our high wealth residents, or excuse me, our high wealth tourists, seeing as how we are getting a pretty good draw on that, and it's just about where to place it. Now, definitely think down here along the coastline is out of the way. I'm going to try to focus on keeping as much as I can off of this main avenue here, because, I mean, we're just getting started here. I definitely believe the traffic is going to pick up, and I don't want there to be a real issue when it comes to traffic in regards to that main avenue there. I've had similar cities, similar scenarios in the past, and it just doesn't work out too well. I'll have to say. So if it was an ideal world, I would have this casino, and I want to kind of think, or I want to show you what I've been thinking. If we get our casino down over here, and mind you, this is going to be our elegant casino, and I have actually had severe trouble in the past getting this to work, and I don't know if it's me, or I don't know if it's maybe just how our casino cities have been, drawn up, but if it was an ideal world, these are the ones that you're going to want to make the most profit from. You get your high wealth tourists, they spend the most money. They are the hardest to make happy, but in an ideal world, we would definitely want more of these and less of everything else. So, as you can see here as well, we're actually building up some traffic, which is good. It's minimal at right now, so we'll have to see. All right, so like I said, I want to kind of keep everything off this main avenue here, and I'm thinking this would be kind of a good spot for it. I don't know. Let me see what type of upgrades we have available here. I think more or less. Oh, wait, here. So, yeah, so we can add those on there. Exclusive club. We can kind of make like a straight out exclusive area out here for our casino. Let's try to back this up a little bit. I know I'm wasting cash, but as you can see here, I kind of want to make this area out here, of course, connected to our ferries and out of the way. I don't want the high wealth tourists to deal with anything. I want it to be kind of secluded in a sense, and that's what we're shooting for. So just to get a kind of a good idea, I want it offset. I don't want it flush against the city boundaries here. But if I draw, I know this is similar to what I just had, but if I draw this more, I want to say like this. Huh. I guess that's all right. And let's see, we're going to go ahead and we're going to want to connect this, and we can always screw around with this later on. But right along the coastline, I think is really cool. I think so we're actually going to move this down to medium. Reason being, I like those tree-lined walkways and tree-lined roads that I have that mod for. I'm loving that. So let's go ahead and beautiful. Look at that. To me, that looks a lot better. We're not going to get too much traffic out here, I don't think, but we can always change it. So, all right, let's just pause this for a quick second. Let's brainstorm here as to how we're going to handle this little section of our city. Of course, put down the Elegant Casino there. We're actually going to have some room here for our upgrades, and let's see how far out we can actually go. Yeah, we can upgrade this stuff out this way. These are going to be like our elegant clubs and such. So I think we could put this. Let's see. Is anything going to fit out here? I don't think so. What is that anyway? Roulette house? Okay. Guess we can maybe put that there. Just finding a best spot for the sign, maybe right here. I think that's actually our best bet. All of our incoming cruise ships and whatnot will be able to see that. And I don't want to go too crazy with the upgrades just yet. I want to kind of see how everything turns out. And also in the end, I want to maybe see if perhaps we're going to have to add more ferry terminals, because right now it is a complete nightmare with traffic down there. So all in all, right now, I think we're looking pretty good. I want to go ahead and throw in a bus stop or two. Our transit is doing fairly well. And from the response that I'm getting, there's been some questions in, regards to how many casinos do I plan on putting in. Well, I don't really have an answer for that. I mean, how big is the city plot? I want to focus on. Of course, you only get 3 landmarks. One of them being here. Got room for a couple more. But there's no limit to the amount of casinos that you can have. So we'll see how everything's turning out, how the draw is. That's really where I'm at with that. So let's go ahead and crank this up. And we'll give everybody a chance to kind of work their way out this way. And we have additional room out here. And I was also thinking is once we get everything laid down, we can actually throw in some parks of trees down here too for our high wealth tourists to focus on. So very good, very good. We'll give that a second there, and we'll revisit that. Next, I want to go ahead and I want to focus on our Thrilland amusement park. All we did last episode was throw down the big boy, the Bigfoot roller coaster. So really good so far. We're doing. Actually, the profit is we're making $15,000 a day on just 2 small rides, so go figure. Anyway, this episode or this time around, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our couple of the other big ones here. I want to add maybe the Ferris wheel, kind of in a good spot right along. Trying to think of the best. Maybe if we offset it a little bit, like out this way maybe. Let's see. Let me try something here. I don't know how well these things work when you curve roads. I don't think they work that well. I think it's more or less need to be straight on. But I would like for the people who get off the boats that are headed out this way to kind of that's what they see. I mean, I'm thinking of best visual effects, best thing that I would like to see if I was getting off a boat and I was headed to this tourism. Beautiful tourism land, however you want to call it, thrill land. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So we'll throw that down here, and as you can see, that's you're getting off, and this is going to be kind of what you're seeing when you get off those boats. So that's what I'm looking for there. And in addition to that, we've got plenty of room for something else down here. Maybe one of those guys. And I think some of these smaller ones might fit in here. Like one of these. No, that doesn't even fit. Interesting. I'm not a big fan of the mini train station. I think it's kind of a waste of space. You can make it work, but I'm not a fan, I'll have to say. Maybe we'll put one of those there, and I don't know what the heck. We'll throw another one of those there, just to kind of fill in the space. All right, so these are what you make your money on. For those of you that are playing in non-sandbox mode, if you want my opinion on these three theme parks, definitely throw down as many concession stands as you can. And in the end, when you get this thing maxed out, you won't be disappointed. You're making most of your money through these rip-off stands, I like to call them. Even when you go to theme parks in real life, it's just, you know, $6 popcorn and stuff like that. The rides do take in a fair amount, but not anywhere near what these concession booths do. So my advice would be to throw down as many as you can. They only allow you so many, I think 20. Yeah, 20. You know, throughout the park, some benches and such, but definitely suggest throwing those down. That's definitely going to help you with your turnout. So pretty cool. So we'll give it some time. I was thinking maybe we can throw in some trees here, kind of blend it a little bit. We don't want it too urban. We want kind of we want the idea that, hey, this is its own little space. That this is a theme park. Hey, you know, I know theme parks by me. They do everything they can, even though they're off of a main city road or whatnot, to seclude themselves from everyday life, and you know that's kind of what I'm going for there. But yeah, I mean, we definitely have some room there. We can add some more stuff, but now I'm trying to add this stuff a little bit at a time. So far, so good, and that's what I've been doing. So I don't want to go too crazy with it. This is going to turn a negative profit for a while. I have a strong feeling of that. But you see our high wealths. This is where we're going to make our cash. So we're already drawing more high wealths in this particular building than we were in one of the sleek towers. So that's good. They're heading over here. We've got workers. That was the other thing I wanted to address. We are getting a fair amount of workers from our other city, but I have a great idea. I think, and let me know if you guys think I'm nuts, because I'll take it out next episode, but I think the city is due for a mega tower. For those of you that watched the first episode to this city, I went ahead and I threw down this Edificio Copan. It's a tourist attraction. Actually holds about 1,100 residents, and it was good for a while. You know, with employing each and every one of our residents. But I watched over one of my last videos, and I kind of heard one of my rants in regards to residential zonage in you know, in these types of cities, and how it kind of spoofs everything with, you know, the need for education and healthcare and all that. So what I actually thought of doing is adding one of these mega towers. It's going to be a high wealth mega tower. It's not going to be one of those derpy low ones. But I really think this is actually be a good idea. Reason being, it's going to give us plenty of workers that we're going to be able to fill our city with. Also, we're going to be able to throw in a little bit of maybe like an education level, so we won't have to deal with that. And same thing with healthcare. So I'm not sure how profitable it'll be, but in, you know, the grand scheme of things in regards to how the city is working, I think it's a good idea. Of course, you know, with the worker messages already starting to pop up with, you know, not enough workers and need workers to open and such, I think is a good move. So we're going to go ahead and throw one of those down. I was brainstorming a little bit trying to find out what would be the best spot. I definitely don't want to add it along this main avenue here. So I was thinking maybe out over here. I don't think it's a bad idea. We can actually connect everything up. And there you have it. So there's our first mega tower. We can actually, seeing as how we're in sandbox mode, we can just quickly finish that operation. We don't have to wait for it to build itself. And we'll get a little bit of futurization in here, which I think is a good thing. All right, so let's go ahead and connect it up here, and we'll give this a chance to kind of populate. And what are you talking about here? Cannot draw roads through placed buildings. I'm kind of lost as to what place building they're referring to. But let's see, maybe if we draw the road first. Sorry, buddy. Let's try this. Alright, so that works. Very interesting. So I'm telling you, man, these roads, I'm lost here as to why this would do something like this. There we go. Fair enough. Sometimes you got to play with this stuff, and that's what we're here to do. So as you can see, we got a little bit of futurization, and we'll give this a chance to sprawl up, to populate with some residents, some workers especially. We'll keep it medium wealth. We won't go too much high wealth unless they're really calling for it. And look at this traffic mess. Oh my goodness, I definitely did not expect that. Wow, we're going to have to create something else, and they're all posh high wealth people. Look at all those limos. That's pretty outstanding if you ask me. All right, so let's think. What's the best method here to get this addressed? I'm thinking maybe to go over here. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of the least amount of impact that we'll have. We can create. Let's extend this down. Another thing I want to do. Maybe not in this episode. I want to throw in like a small municipal airport for the time being. And I also want to take your suggestions down below as to what great works you guys would like to see. I personally don't want to do the solar farm. Just because I just don't. I don't know. If you guys really want the solar farm, we'll do it. But I don't think the solar farm is worth it anymore, especially with that new fusion plant. But let me know down below. As far as the other three, the airport, the space center, and the arcology, of course, the arcology being something we just did. However, if you'd like to see a new one, let me know in the comments below which great works you all would like to see. And we will put that together. It won't take too long in Sandbox mode. And, that's cool. Kind of up and out of the way. I like that. And that's going to relieve some stress. And, I have this little low wealth road here because, like I said in every other episode, I don't want streetlights. But I'm thinking maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea to throw one of those in and just kind of see how it plays out, because this is causing some issues over here with how all these cars have to cut down to one lane. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and upgrade this to high density. And let's just see if it really messes things up in regards to people coming in. If it's a one street light out of this whole strip here, I don't think it's really gonna cause too much of an issue. But we got to get these people, especially a lot of them are commuters to the other city. You got to get them back home so they can come back tomorrow in the new day. And wow, more of a turnout than I thought. We'll give it a minute here to kind of flush itself out. And we're turning a profit, 102,000 a day. Oh my goodness, that's the first time I think you all seen it. The first time I've ever had a Elegance Casino report a profit, and I'm very happy right now. So excellent, excellent. 380 out of 380 high wealth tourists. So let's see what we can else do to this thing. We don't want any medium. Where's the high wealth? Maybe you have to throw down more medium to add the high wealth. Penthouse suites. That's a shame, it's a high wealth gambler capacity. Well, we'll definitely add one of these. Well, let's try this first. Let's do classy rooms, ground level. I guess we can go back here. And then let's add these. Wow, lag? It won't let me click it in. All right, there we go. All right. Fair enough. Let's see how that plays out. Wow, I am extremely happy right now, people. I don't know if you can tell, but wow, 102,000 a day in profits for Elegance Casino. Let's go ahead and let's check our little tourism map and see what our turnout is like. And as you can see, this is what we want, this magenta color here. This is what we want. So, medium is okay. Of course, we have our hotel guests. This should start going up here with the addition of our... actually, maybe it won't, because these are more geared towards lodgers, no? Let's see. Penthouse suites. Yeah, it should go up. I tell you, I really love building cities like this. I find more skill and strategy in this stuff. With Sandbox mode, maybe not so much. It's more of a fun thing, but especially if you wanted to do something like this in normal mode, this really takes some time and some meticulous planning For those of you that have the game, and you definitely know what I'm talking about. So let's check this guy out here. We threw this guy down. Do we have any people living here? 600 people. All right, so we'll leave that for now. We've got our get some workers in place. Let's check our people map. I like to look at this too. This kind of tells me a little bit about every little building in the city. These ferry docks are just unbelievable. Definitely a must-have in any type of city like this. And I'm actually interested because I haven't used many of these airship hangars. These things do very well. They're pulling, and that's another thing too. Just to kind of give you guys an idea for those of you that don't already know, these ferry docks, from what I understand and from what I can view, they only pull in medium and high wealth tourists. That's it. Medium, high, medium, high. So if it's a low wealth tourist, they're taking the bus, and that's what you have here. These are medium, and I believe you can see some lows kind of in here. Well, actually, not so much. Those are workers, medium, medium, and these as well as medium to high wealth. I just don't think we have too much of a draw for low wealth tourism. And they don't spend as much money, and they cause a lot of crime, so I'm not upset at that. But just from what I understand, trains and buses bring in like low, medium, and very few high. The airships and the ferry docks and the airports bring in medium to high wealth. And the way the city is kind of geared up, I'm definitely thinking the medium to high wealth is what we're going for. The most profit is there. And as you can see here, our city specialization, we're pulling in 44,000 a day. And even with all that we're spending, Sandbox mode or not, we still are making a profit of close to 10,000 an hour with only 3 casinos and an amusement park, that is. So all in all, I definitely think this city is shaping up nicely. We're going to go and wrap it up there. Next episode, we will focus a little bit more on upgrades here, kind of see what we're going to do with this little area down here, and keep an eye on our Mega Tower, because I kind of want to just upgrade that as we go, as we need the workers. I don't want to go too crazy with it, but hey, I think this has been a great episode. We appreciate everyone for tuning in, and like I said, in the comments below, please let me know what you think about the great works. I definitely want to add one in, and I'm not too much of a fan of the solar farm, but hey, if you guys want to see it, we'll go ahead and get it done. So thanks again for tuning in, everybody. We'll see everyone next episode.